Hello, humans of the internet. Welcome back to the Gallant Horde. We are playing To Catch a Spy.
Hmm.
These delightful people have certainly figured out that someone isn't who he seems, but he's probably not the person that they are looking for. So who's next? You have interviewed Tamora and you have interviewed Quinn. You have Dane and Kari to go. Who would you like to go see first? I will say that geographically, you're walking out of town hall. The bakery is right there. So in terms of
Let's go see Kari then.
logically going to the
No.
next closest place, that would make sense. But it's up to you.
Unless we want to get our steps in.
Walk all the way
go
out
to
to
the
the back of
bakery.
the farm and then all the way back again.
I mean, a little walking never killed anyone, probably.
Mr. Silver, have you met Kari in the past?
No, I actually don't think I have.
Okay,
Hmm.
they are a phenomenal baker, but I think that it would behoove us if you spoke to them instead of the rest of us, just so we could watch.
Sure. He does not sense any malicious intent at all. He's still wondering about what he got from Quinn a bit ago. So he's like, okay, yeah, no problem with me.
Tilly's never met Kari either, so this will be interesting.
Oh, right, Tilly, you are also new and have not met Kari? Stump,
No.
have you met Kari?
No, not at all.
Oh, well, the three of us who have met Kari in the
We're
past
not saying a
just-
word.
We are standing back.
Does the rest of the group see that Lorelai has the growler?
Yeah,
I mean,
she's not hiding.
It's in her head.
She's cradling it like a small baby.
So I would like to say at the outset of this that Kari is usually played by Kyle. And Kyle is much better at Kari than I could ever dream of being. However, I will do my best to channel my inner Kyle. Apologies in advance for how not Kyle I am. So, you stroll into the bakery with the three new people at the front. Is that what we're doing?
Silver would be in the front. Yeah.
Awesome. Here is the bakery. It is another one. It is called the Tempting Tart. And it is another one that has been made by the amazing Rex. Can you actually see this one properly? Can you see
Yeah.
the bakery part of it?
Yep.
Cool.
I've got to reload. It decided to go black on me.
It is a beautiful building. Very warm in part because it's a bakery, but also warm in essence, if that makes sense. It smells incredible. And behind the counter is an Ifrit, a fire elemental person. They are larger than life, fiery hair, literally fiery hair. And as you enter, they turn and they open their arms expansively and they go, "Oh goodness, so many visitors all at once! How absolutely delightful! Lorelei, Bria, Neris. It is Neris, right?
Yes.
Just checking. How delightful to see you. I see you have brought me some new friends. I'm so excited. Do introduce me especially to the tall, dark one. Goodness. The outfit. I love it. The cloak and the hat. Goodness, you look like something straight out of one of those novels I definitely don't read.
Mm-hmm.
Silver would extend his hand and say, Silver, Majak, nice to meet you.
Kari shakes your hand. Their hand is warm because Ifrit, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Kari Burning Song, just delighted.
Oh, well, you wait for everyone else to introduce themselves to new people.
They turn to Tilly and you. Goodness, I don't think I've ever seen anyone with quite such a glowing complexion.
That is one way of putting it. I am Tilly.
Delighted, Tilly. I feel like there's more to you. We'll get back to you. And
Do you like dogs?
yes, of course. Are they people who don't like dogs? What's wrong with them?
Yes, a lot. I have my companion is outside. She stays outside because she often brings in mud, and I didn't want to do
Oh,
that.
appreciate it. This is a place of food, after all.
But she is very friendly if you would like to meet her.
Perhaps later, dear. And you! Goodness! So buff! Hello!
How tall are they?
Good question. Not sure. How tall is Stump?
A little over 3 foot, I think.
I think that Kari is pretty tall.
Kari is like double your height, I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
We drew
Yeah,
Kari
yeah.
pretty tall.
Yeah, I'm pretty
3
sure
foot
Kari is...
8.
Yeah. Oh,
Because
yeah. So then, yes.
He's like an inch or two taller than Gertrude.
Yes, then very much towering over you.
So then Stump and Tilly are both just like this,
Yeah.
looking up at him.
You look like you can swing a cleaver. And you do, since you have one. Hello!
Stump is not sure what to say, so he's just going to reach into his bag and pull out cookies.
You brought me cookies? Is this an audition? He takes one. They take one and begin to eat it. Which flavor did you give them?
Probably one of the fire cookies.
Okay, tell me about your fire cookies.
So they're just Mexican hot chocolate cookies. So they've got cinnamon, chili powder, and instead of cayenne pepper, they just have whatever the hottest pepper I can get around there.
Okay. Kari chomps it and is like, oh goodness, we must. Did you make those? Is that your recipe?
I did make them. They're not my recipes.
My. We are going to have a professional conversation at some point because that did things to my mouth I'm so excited about. Anyway, are we shopping? What can I do for all you delightful people?
Question for the DM.
Yes.
So Nathan is not 100% sure why Kari ended up being on the list as possible. Is because of she's friendly persona, she runs the bakery,
They're just very, I mean, as you can see, super chatty, very flirty, talks to everyone, and is likely and knows a lot of gossip, basically.
Gotcha.
I think that's the gist.
Okay.
They also have in the past like taken care of people's tents when they're out of town and stuff like that. So they've also been always extremely friendly to the Horde and never combative towards us as a group.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I
All right.
think were any of you on the Sims mission? If you were on the Sims mission, you would also know that Kari helps where they can. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of heart there.
Yeah. There is a family of children. Like it's a lot of children in the family, and Kari has been known to help them out, but the mom's really proud, so it can never be seen as a handout, and so like they'll
like,
pretend that the kid did a job.
Cake or like
Yeah.
And the cake is like mildly burnt. Oh, I can't possibly sell it. Perhaps your children would like it, that kind of thing. You know.
Okay. Okay.
Lots of heart.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. That gives me something to work with. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So Silver would approach her and actually take a casual demeanor in this one. He says, how is your day going?
Well, it's decidedly better now. Look at you. So many visitors all at once. I'm so excited.
If you don't mind me asking, because I'm relatively new here, I just rolled in a couple months ago, and I don't think I've met you beforehand.
Absolutely not. I would remember.
If you don't mind me asking, how long have you had your bakery open?
Oh goodness. It must have been at least 5 years now that I've been in Circle Creek. I was traveling and passed through and was taken with this place. It's so lovely and everybody is so kind to each other and it's such a good community. And I saw this building and it was empty and I thought that won't do, and so I started a bakery here and have never looked back.
All right. I mean, he would take a look around it, and like it's like full of like different pastries, all types. We're talking cakes,
It's
cookies.
very yep.
Okay.
I will say that Kyle has a list. I do not have the list, so please don't ask me
Okay,
for
no.
details.
But there's even like animated bread and
Yeah,
stuff like
there's
that.
like
it's
magical pastries.
There's
Yeah.
animated bread. Hold
Yep.
on, Nathan's talking now. There's animated bread.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Those are evolving.
There's a lot of like cool magical gimmicks that happen with these pastries, and it's a very
Yeah.
special place.
Okay. All right. That sounds awesome, actually. Okay.
Like they've
All right.
made little cakes that when you cut them open, like poofy things come out of it, and all sorts of things for people in the horde. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
it's
All
amazing.
right.
It's
They're
amazing.
great to bribe Malachi with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Neris
is
comes here a
awesome.
lot in order to bribe Malachi.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. All right. That is awesome. Okay. All right. Silver will ask, okay. All right. So you've been here a good amount of time. You see things done, see things change, talk to a lot of people and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay. So coming into your bakery, anyone give you like a bit of a what's the word? What's the right term? Like a rude vibe, a nasty vibe. I mean, you run a bakery.
Oh.
There are sweets, there are delights, there are treasures to the eyes all over the place. Obviously, someone coming in and not really feeling that vibe would like stand out to you, probably, right?
Well, some people need to be slightly encouraged to enjoy the sweeter things in life. But I try to engage with everyone in terms that make them amenable to a friendly association.
Okay.
I
All
like
right.
to see the best in people, even the shyest. Little Annie Sims, for example, she comes in here all the time. She can almost never actually afford anything, but she's just such a sweetheart. And so I do what I can. Have you met
Okay.
Little Annie Sims?
No, Silver actually does not think he has.
Oh, you wouldn't have, unless you've actually made an effort to. She's very sweet. She works very hard looking after her siblings.
Okay. All right. So yeah, it's like friendly demeanor, everything like that. So no one's that really giving you like they don't want to be here vibe, or why are they even bothering with this place type of thing. I can understand that.
Not to love.
Okay. All right.
Even little
And you
Quinn
said
next
you've been
door. You know how he has that attitude of being so bored and upset about everything, but the boy has a bit of a love for little apricot tartlets.
Okay. We just actually finished a conversation with him, so
Oh,
yeah.
that seems like you probably need a treat then. However,
I
I have everything is cooking right now, and Jax doesn't know what's on the list. So, also, there is no way that Kari won't make you pay.
oh no.
I don't have the price
did
list.
not expect him to give us anything for free.
No, they're
Absolutely
very.
not.
They do
very
use they them
they,
pronouns,
yes,
just so everybody
very
knows.
much a they.
Definitely understand that. And yes, based off the look on your face, the conversation went about as well as you expected. Yes.
Oh bless.
Not pleasant. Not pleasant.
What on earth business did you have there? Did you just come here for the unicorn chase, as they say?
No, unfortunately, on a bit of a horde business, trying to gather some
Oh.
information. And
Oh.
from what I understand about you and the bakery, you talk to a lot of people with that friendly demeanor. So
I do,
want to-
but of course, anything said to me in confidence stays in confidence, darling. You know
of
that.
course, I would never approach on anyone's confidence. Absolutely not. You were perfectly fine. Keep your secrets as you will.
Oh, I will.
You've worked with the Horde, and he gestures to the group in the past, yes?
Well,
Just
if
one-
by worked with, you mean they come here and buy lots of pastries to bribe the little wizard down the way to give them access to his books, then yes.
Yes, I've heard about that.
And sometimes some of us move furniture for Kari.
Yeah. That's also true. I have not been involved in any of your major horde business, however. I don't think. Not
Okay.
knowingly.
Okay. No. So we're basically trusting you as someone who's like the Horde. We're comfortable with you. The group of the Horde is very comfortable with you and overall
Well,
with
that's
your bait.
very kind of you to say, darling.
So would it come as a surprise to you that someone in town might not be exactly what they seem?
Not at all. Who among us is exactly what they seem? Are you exactly what you seem?
I would hope not. That'd be a little boring.
Exactly.
Nearest
So my
someone in
list
that
of
room with
people
their
who
hands
fit that
up.
description is pretty much everyone in town. Maybe not the children. Children are very honest, as a rule.
I don't know.
I'm gonna send Silver a little message in the mind, and I'm just gonna say, Kari really likes to read salacious novels. So if you could pick a trope and ask them if somebody fits into those tropes, that might be helpful.
How many salacious novels has Silver read?
Actually,
All of them.
I mean,
He's
if he
got a
needs a
collection.
roll to confirm, but he does do his research, so hey.
Research, right?
That's what we're calling it.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Silver will pick up on that and like acknowledge it. He's like, so, you read a lot, don't you?
I do. There's nothing
Okay.
quite like a good story, is there?
No, there is not. So, let me paint the picture for you a little bit. Have you ever encountered while working here or come across someone who fits the bill as someone trying a little bit too hard to blend in? They don't really match anything around, like the chameleon in the group, as you will. Someone who's not supposed to be seen, but they're always there.
You know who the first person to spring to mind is? Your little friend Thomas. You know Thomas? Have you met Thomas? That boy. He definitely needs to just come to terms with who he is.
Really? What makes you say that?
Have you met him?
I have not met him.
Oh, well, once you've met him, you'll see what I mean.
Oh,
He talks like
okay.
he has a stick up his ass.
I can see 3 people in your group at least nodding along, so they know exactly what I mean.
Okay. All right. That's one.
Also,
That's
one
one.
could argue that a large orcish man who wears the gear of a detective straight out of the sort of novel that I only read in wintertime in my drift.
You hit the nail on the head. I am actually a detective, private investigator.
Well, that's, I mean, they just kind of do this to the outfit. And it's like,
What? Too obvious? Do I look bad at it?
oh no, bad is not a word I would use. You look delicious. However, it's exactly one, it's not your usual. What am I trying to say? You look like something out of a book. The sort of book with broads and dames with long legs who walk into your office and, the late afternoon and there's a lot of smoke and,
Yeah, I've been told I do have an aesthetic.
an aesthetic, that's it, exactly. One might
But-
almost say that someone of your size and bearing who dresses in such a way and follows this sort of career is perhaps being a little too obviously what they want people to see. Do you see what I'm saying? I think there might be more to you, Mr. Silver.
I do see what you're saying. Oh, yeah. Tend to, when you go in looking for information, may not wear it on your face like a sticker. So that makes sense. At least I don't look bad. Anyway.
Oh, you don't look bad, dear.
I appreciate the deduction. But as you can quite see about me, I'm gathering information. Just wondering if you might have noticed anyone who fits that typical bill of someone trying a little bit too difficult to blend in or to not be seen, as it were. But still obviously come and enjoy a nice sweet or pastry.
Not a Horde member.
No, oh, you mean other than the multitude of sneaky, dodgy, shadowy individuals you have in your little organization?
Yes, not Horman.
Not really. Every now and then, someone who's passing through fits that bill, but that is not surprising, given the reason some people travel.
Mm. Either going to something or escaping from something. I definitely understand that.
Not wanting their...
Sorry.
Yes.
If
Lorelei,
you have-
darling, yes.
I know, I'm sorry. I just wanted you to see how cute they all are.
They are very cute. I'm so glad you brought them to me.
Okay, I have a question along these lines. If you were looking at everybody who lives in Circle Creek, what kind of parts would you cast them in? You have a vision, you have an image.
I see what you're saying. What sort of story is it?
Okay, we are looking at like spy thriller. Let's start there.
Spy thriller. Let's see. So we have a detective. Am I allowed to use Horde members for this?
Let's try to just do Circle Creek because we could cast ourselves, you know? We are boring.
A detective must be Galahad, right? He's old and grizzled, and well, he's not that grizzled, but he could be grizzled if he tried. And
Hard boiled.
and he knows many things, and he meets many people, and he's very smart. So Galahad is our protagonist, the detective,
Yes.
the broad with the long legs. I mean, it probably has to be Darla Baxter, let's be honest. However, Charleston might kill anyone who looked at Darla twice. No, probably not. He's actually a bit of a teddy bear. But still, Darla is our broad with the long legs. She walks into Galahad's store. She says, Galahad, I require assistance with something very dire and important. Galahad says, Darla, we must stop meeting like this. What if Charleston sees? Oh wait, this is a different sort of story now, isn't it?
Okay, but we are in the right direction. I am living for this.
So what you're asking me is who's the villain?
Yeah, who is the villain? And on the opposite side, who is the person that we think like is, oh, they are the good guy, but then they're a betrayal.
Oh, the double agent. I see.
Yes, so villain and double agent.
Well, I feel like narratively, the person who would hurt the most in terms of actually this is the villain of the piece would be Andaline, correct?
Ah, yeah.
Can you imagine? She runs this town. She takes care of everyone. I mean, obviously she doesn't actually run the town, but she does run the town. We all know that. She takes care of everyone. She is the heart of gold at the center of the community. Oh, or Gertrude Halibut. Can you imagine? Oh my goodness. That would be
I would
incredible.
cry.
Gertrude Halibut, sweet little old lady by day, master thief and mastermind of criminal things by night. I vote Gertrude.
Do you ever think there is somebody in town who could be capable of such things?
Seriously? No, not really. This is such a nice little town.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone is exactly what they seem.
Question.
Mhm.
Does Kari have their sleeves rolled up?
Probably. Absolutely, Kari would have at some point had you would have because bakery, it's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just perceive
Sure.
some wrists?
Roll a perceive some wrists check.
30.
Oh God, Kyle's in the chat. Kyle, I'm sorry if I'm massacring your character. I'm doing my best. Sorry, what did you get?
30.
30. There are no tattoos, or at
Okay.
least no relevant tattoos.
Kari,
Yes.
have you ever seen anybody with any tattoos in our little humble town?
I mean, there are quite a few people with tattoos, I believe.
Is there?
Yes. Now Jax has got to
Ooh.
remember who she gave tattoos to.
I mean,
mean, a couple
Tilly's
of them
standing
Baxter
right
boys.
behind you with a glowing mark on her
Yeah.
face, but
A couple of the Baxter boys, I think, have some tattoos they don't remember getting.
Mm.
Yeah.
Jax.
Fairly certain that oh, you didn't hear this from me, of course, but I'm fairly certain that did we decide his name was Blake?
The party boy?
Blake Blake might have a little like flower or something right in the center of his lower back. I'm not even sure if he knows it's there yet. It's very amusing. I think his brothers are just waiting to see how long it takes before someone actually tells him.
I have to ask one of the boys. This is too good.
I'm just gonna do some scrolling. I don't know. Gluronk. I'm sure Gluronk has a couple of tattoos.
But do we even have an artist nearby?
Not in town, I don't believe. Not that I'm aware of. But every now and then
So-
someone passes through. I
Yeah.
think that's what happened with Blake. There was someone passing through and they were in the tavern and there was a lot of ale and you know how it goes.
A flower? That is so good.
It's like a little peony, I believe. Were you looking for something in particular?
Wrist tattoos? Anything on arms?
But I've noticed Gluronk has some like, designs on her upper arms, I think.
I know, I just noticed that where I am from, which is just slightly north of here, we sometimes have artists come through and everybody gets like mom in a heart and things like that. It is kind of cheesy. But, I noticed that Circle Creek and Fenore are very similar in many ways. And so I was just wondering.
Oh, I'm sure that there are some that are hidden due to their ill-advised nature.
Oh,
I imagine that Sue Ellen's name is tattooed on several people.
like half of the town. I'm sorry. You should talk to that Tilly and Stump.
Stump, is it? The one with the spectacular cookies. Where are you from, Stump dear?
A long way from here. My own swamp. Stump is gonna walk past Silver. I might pick it up. Okay. It's gonna walk past Silver and kind of pat him on his back and say, "It's pretty warm in here. You might want to take off that jacket." And
Silver rolls his eyes.
and you've got a beautiful bakery here. You do all this by yourself?
I do indeed. It's a passion.
All of this baking, and you still have time for? I guess he's gonna gesture over to an animated pastry. That you even do the magic yourself?
Indeed. What is baking if not magic?
Well, it's a lot of work for one person. I'm impressed.
Well, I enjoy what I do. Brings such joy to people,
He's like, and just so you know, the recipe that you're looking for those cookies is from Miss Gertrude,
That does not surprise me. She is just
the mastermind behind it all.
different.
Who's in
Gertrude, isn't
bed
it?
by 9 o'clock?
Our
usually.
Gertrude.
Yeah, there are two Gertrudes. There's
Oh, is
Horde
there? Oh.
Gertrude, and then there's Gertrude Hallibert, who is one of the Circle Creek NPCs.
Miss
Oh,
B
that's right.
Biscuit.
Jennifer said that there was two Gertrudes.
Yep.
Yeah. I just...
Are you telling me those cookies came from the Hallibert kitchen? I mean, Gertrude's very good at a lot of things, and she makes some delightful cookies, but that seems like a whole nother level for her.
Stump doesn't realize that there's two Gertrudes. Yeah, she can be surprising.
B Biscuit.
Oh, you're Gertrude. Right. Yes. I imagine that Gertrude has met Kari. I'm assuming that has happened.
Yeah,
Probably.
I would assume
I think
so.
at least
Yeah.
once.
Right. Well, I shall ask her. Perhaps she will indulge me in a swap.
He's gonna walk behind Tilly and kind of push her forward. He
Kari
has no idea what to do in
all
this
of
situation.
their extreme attention onto Tilly. And you, goodness, where have you been hiding?
Well, I came from the desert.
The desert. There's no desert near here. Is it Bria's desert?
Yes,
Yes.
Oh.
same continent.
Did you come together?
No,
New.
So just coincidence. Gosh, fancy that. Well,
I mean, it is a very small world at times.
and quite a large desert.
Yes.
By all accounts, I've never been there. That might not be true, actually. That would make sense for Kari to come from there. But anyway. So you all just came here to ask me who I think the villain of Circle Creek is.
Silver, yeah, essentially, you seem to be worldly and very knowledgeable, and overall a joy and a delight. So we figured we might as well check.
Oh, darling.
And things have been so boring.
Well, yes. I mean, no. It's, peace is nice, but I think Gertrude Halliburtt is your villain. Absolutely sure of it. Can you imagine? It would make such a great story. In all seriousness, though, I have no idea.
Thank you
If
for
there is
letting us.
actually someone in this town causing or working against the town other than the mayor, and I'm fairly certain he just does it through sheer incompetence. I never said that out loud, of course.
We heard
Then
that.
I wouldn't have a clue. They all seem so nice.
All right, Silver would go ahead and thank you.
Sorry that I couldn't be more assistance.
No.
Why
It's
don't
fine.
you
That's
buy
the other thing.
something? Ask
Yes.
Kyle about buying things.
Yeah, no, Silver will absolutely. Yes.
You could do
Silver
that
will
in the
absolutely
Discord.
buy
Jax doesn't have
Yes.
the list.
Silver will absolutely buy something.
Cool. All right. So are we meandering off? I did my best, Kyle. Sorry, yes, Neris.
As she leaves, Mischief pokes a paw out of her scarf and waves goodbye to Kari.
Waves back. All right. So we are now taking a stroll to the Baxter farm, yes?
Yes.
Nice.
We're
I have spent some time here. So my recommendation is you are no better than farmers, and I don't think any of you really have that problem of being stuck up, but these are hard-working people. Dane is one of the more mellow personalities. He has the best beard of all of the Baxter boys, in my estimation. He is very handsome. Not that I am looking. He has he has always been one of the ones who I found the most friendly personally. But he is not as boisterous as Blake, and he is not as much of a... There was a word I heard recently to describe Chad. Himbo, I think, is the word. Sometimes he just puts little barn kittens in his pocket and pretends they are working with him. So Dane is probably one of the more knowledgeable. Then there's Greg, who likes to catch baby monsters and keep them on the farm until they are too big for him to take care of. And Dane knows
one time.
Dane seems to know what his brothers are up to, and he does the judgy eyes, but he doesn't tell mom and dad. I mean, they are adults, but at the end of the day, they are still siblings and behave as such.
I like the amount of research Shortly has done into the Baxters.
She actually interacts with them a lot.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything you would like to discuss on the way? Because you are now going to like a farm out of town, so you probably have a bit of a walk. Like 20 minutes. Like not a huge walk, but you know. No?
Well, so we know who it isn't at this point.
Yeah, narrowing down the list, that's for sure.
I noticed you brought the growler back, Lorelei. Did Quinn
Oh yes,
not like
I am
that
only
too?
holding it unless you would like it back, Stump. But I was just carrying it because I had the spare hand.
Stump will take it, take off the lid, and take a sip.
It's very good.
If you like an IPA.
If you like an IPA.
I don't. He's just gonna see it, and he's like, gonna look down at it. They even ruined the beer, and he just throws it.
Throws it.
Yeah.
The
he's-
Growlers!
Oh,
Oh no, we had.
Brian, she wanted it back.
Stump will
You are
go get the
telling me.
growler,
Yeah,
make sure
I
it's
was gonna
completely
say,
empty,
it's wanted it back.
and just like, look, I don't like the guy and I don't like his beard. There's nothing else to like about him. That's all you need to know.
Well, let us all be righteously angry with Quinn with our mind and not our bodies.
Nobody hit
Kinda
Or
knew
like,
that-
you've met me, right?
I have seen you in action, which is why I am using these words, Stamp.
We're gonna end up playing Arta Stump versus Quinn fight. It's gonna be great. You know what I'm
Silver
imagining?
will-
You know that scene in Indiana Jones where the guy comes out and he's all like wow 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 with the knives and stuff, and then Indy just pulls out a gun and shoots him? That's Quinn.
Yeah, I can see
I,
that.
was-
Actually.
I told Jennifer about it during the break, and I thought about it a little bit, and I realized it's not a Stump thing. This is a me thing now.
Jordan wants to fight this guy.
Imitates life.
All right.
I
you
went to
get-
schools with these guys.
yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so you get to the Baxter farm. It is a lovely farm. There are many wheat fields. There's a big barn with some llamas. And Dane is hanging out, tossing
With
hay
the
bales,
llamas.
or looking after the llamas, feeding the llamas, making sure the llamas are good. And he looks up as you approach, and he goes, "Hey, Lorelai, nice to see you again. You brought friends today."
Hi, Dane.
Hi.
Can I?
Have you met these guys?
I don't think so. Were any of you on the Baxter mission?
I was on the sheep. We helped.
We were
No,
a sheep.
different farmer. Different farmer.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I thought the boys
So-
helped. So, oh.
Yeah, you would have seen them in
Dave.
passing.
Is a llama. Dane is a Baxter. Just clarifying.
Hope we never get them confused. Oh god.
Well, Dane takes care of llamas on a farm that has llamas, and
Yes.
Dave is a
Is a-
talking llama that lives
He's
with
not a-
Malachi.
He's not a talk. He doesn't talk.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't talk. He only talks to people who do speak with animals. It's just
Oh,
that
okay.
everybody does speak with animals with Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There have been some hints that at some point Dave was not a llama, but nobody's really sure about
Yeah.
the story, including Malachi. He also doesn't quite remember.
But this is a different group of llamas.
This is a different group of llamas. These guys are just llamas. Anyway. Hey!
So these are some of my friends. This is Tilly. She has a dog. You will like this
Oh!
dog.
Yeah! He like opens the gate and comes in and he goes up to Edie. He's like, "Oh, who's a good puppy then?" Scritch, Scritch does all that.
She is loving it. She
Yep.
thrives on attention.
This is clearly a man who enjoys animals.
So obviously
Well, I-
that is who you need to meet. And then my friend Neris here has a very cool friend for you to meet.
And Mischief's head pops out of her scarf and squeaks happily.
Oh, may I scritch it?
Yes.
What is it? Scritch, 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 scritch.
We call them tree bears.
Tree bear.
And
I've
they-
never seen
They
one.
come out. They climb fully out, and some. I've heard like fire possum or fire fox from other people. I forget what Askell calls them, but it's along that line. But yeah, they live in trees.
Amazing. Oh,
Little
you're
tree
a
bears.
beautiful thing, aren't you?
Yeah.
Scratch, scratch, scratch.
And then this is Bria, and this is Bajok, and this is Stamp.
Hello. Lovely to meet you all. None of the rest of you have any fun friends?
Can I
Unfortunately
follow
not.
on?
Can you pet? Oh, you want to pet the llamas? Absolutely. Come on in. Takes Neris into the thing and introduces Neris to the friendliest llama. Now, you need to stand to one side, otherwise they will spit at you if they don't like you. But I'm sure they'll like you. You seem like a nice girl. But here you go, and shows you how to scritch a llama without getting spat at.
She goes through and scritches all of the llamas.
Some are less friendly than others. But
She spends less time with them.
Hey Dane, has Greg brought any new friends home recently?
Well, there was an incident with some sort of. I'm not really sure what it was. It was some kind of animal that he found in the forest. But we made him take it back.
What
He
was
wasn't
it?
impressed, but it was like a little. It really just looked like a little fur ball, but it had a giant mouth, and it was very friendly. And then it opened its mouth, and it was just teeth with fur. And we were like, "Greg, it's cute, cute. I accept that it's cute, but it clearly doesn't belong here, and it was not getting domesticated."
So you're saying Chad didn't put it in his pocket?
Oh, Chad would have if we had let him, and then Chad would have had less skin.
It would be a shame. He loves
Oh,
his
yeah.
skin.
So we returned it.
I heard a rumor. Could you confirm?
What's that?
About what kind of flower was it?
A peony.
An orchid, a peony.
Oh.
Does he know yet?
That is a rumor I cannot confirm or deny. No, he has no idea. It's very amusing.
How does he still not know? Wasn't this quite some time ago?
No one has told him, and it is in a location that he cannot see by himself. How often do you look at your own lower back?
Dane, look at me. I look at myself all the time.
But your lower back?
I do a 360 in front of the mirror to make sure I am somebody who deals in health. I have to be sure I do not have any suspicious moles.
I see. There's a moment, just a moment, where you get the vague impression that Dane is having an imagination just for a second, and then he realizes he's a gentleman, and so he stops. Well, Blake doesn't do that. Apparently.
He spends so much time in the sun, he should be worried about weird moles.
Well, you can have that conversation with him if you wish.
Okay, do you check yourself for weird moles?
I do not check myself for weird moles.
Any peonies on you there, mister?
I checked after that incident, but also I do not drink as much ale as Blake does.
It's hard to do that. Well, I wanted you to get to know some of our newer members since, you are working all the time, so I thought I'd bring them to you.
It's very kind of you. Any of you strong? I have a lot of hay bales to move.
I can move bales.
Oh, excellent. Come on then. He takes you inside. There's a bunch of I don't know why you would move hay bales, but he's moving hay bales from one place to another place.
They're always moving hay bales.
Because of excellent, good farming reasons. I don't know. I come from a sugarcane farm. We don't do that. Jordan, do you come from the sort of farming community that has hay bales?
You typically, after you get them on the trailer, you put them one place, and that's where they stay all year.
Excellent. They're currently on a trailer and need to be put in the one place. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah. Any more fun Baxter inks?
Not that I know of.
Grunt.
So for my information, was he another similar situation to Burning Song as well? Friendly overall.
I don't know why you guys chose Dane Baxter.
Oh, Dane was on the list because we were discussing who it would hurt the most, and Lorelai likes Dane the most out of all the Baxters.
So
okay.
he's the Gertrude Halibut of Lorelai's world.
Well, Ben was also on the list because Lorelai would have been very upset if it was Ben.
Mm-hmm.
So while we're working, let me see those wrists, baby.
Dane is working with his sleeves pushed up. He absolutely has no tattoos on his wrist. It's very obvious.
So that 35 was wasted.
Honestly, Lorelai sometimes works at the Baxter farm, right? She helps out.
Yeah, she's been around, yeah.
You probably have seen all of the Baxter boys' wrists, and none of them have tattoos. Because
All right.
Darla would kill them. Or speak sternly to them, or be disappointed, and none of them can handle that. Darla is their mother.
The lady with the long legs.
Yes.
We
She
are
is
third,
ve-
fourth,
she is-
fifth, sixth wheels in this weird play date.
I don't think Lorelai's actually flirting with Dane.
No, this is how I behave with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it's how Dane behaves with everybody. He's just really nice. He's really genuinely a good dude.
Is
And
Silver
we are
holding
going to
up
keep.
with the farm work?
What was that? Sorry.
I don't. Is it Silver holding up with the farm work?
Oh, is Silver holding up with the farm work?
I don't know. Would you like me to roll for it?
Make it strength or athletics. I will accept either.
Okay.
I assume Tilly isn't even trying.
Tilly's not trying because she has noodle arms, but Edelgard is doing her best to roll things along,
Okay.
despite her lack of thumbs, which she loudly complains about in Tilly's head the entire time.
Yeah, Neris is helping, and then Mischief is like piling up stray
Helping.
pieces. Well, yeah, they're little, so they're just piling up stray pieces into a big pile and resisting the urge to jump in it.
Are they on Edelgard's head just pretending they're pushing something along? While she's doing the work?
Oh, Silver is struggling with this.
They make their pile.
Silver is
Yeah.
struggling with this work. I got a 5. Silver is struggling with this work.
Yeah, so city boy.
Yeah, no,
Definitely a city
basically.
boy.
Not even deny it. Basically.
Dane is
then-
really nice about it. Like he's like, you know, trying to give you pointers and make you feel good about the fact that you're helping, even though he totally recognizes that this is a city boy who doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh, Stump is
But he's-
pointing out the spiders.
There are spiders, absolutely.
Dane,
Yes.
is there anybody you have noticed who has been like not as participatory in town activity? I mean, other than the Horde, because I know I have some
Yeah,
rude
as
colleagues.
you said that, he starts looking at the people who haven't been around much.
I mean, like our town folks.
not participating. Do you mean like in barn raisings and that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
People who actually live here? I mean, Elias a little bit, but that's I think just because he's real focused, you know. Shazer tries, bless him,
Yeah.
but
He's the artist mind.
oh man, he gets in his own way. That kid, he says, like, you know, but oh, I don't know. No one springs to mind. Everybody's real helpful around here.
Because I noticed when we were helping with the sheep. I mean, your family is always everywhere
There's a lot
because
of
you
us.
guys are like the most helpful.
And we're strong, and you know, it's the work we do, and also
Yeah.
Mom.
I think she would want you to be helping anywhere, despite the strike.
I think you're right.
Do the Sims come to everything?
I mean, the you know, Archibald is often not in town. He traps, I think. I don't know them very well. I think that Sue Ellen goes and sees Lottie from time to time, but you know, the children are always around in town, and Annie is helpful. Not a
She is
great
so
deal,
good.
but I don't think it's. I think they're doing their best, you know. We go there. Mum sends us there.
You
Time.
burnt bread and things.
Oh, we don't burn bread so much as we. Mum needs to get a couple of her boisterous sons out of her hair. Maybe Lottie can put them to work and work, you know, get them tired. We've been doing that since we were like 14.
Were you there when little Archie had the wings?
Oh, but there was a period of time when they were hiding Archie. Did he have wings? How did he get wings? Don't tell Greg.
You didn't know. Oh, I've stepped in it.
Don't tell Greg. He will go looking for wings.
I will literally hog tie that boy before I let him know about the wings. I know I could do it.
I believe you could.
I kind of slyly see if my friends have any questions for him.
For Dane. Any questions for Dane, folks? So this guy is like the like he is the thing that country singers want to be. You know, he is the he's a good dude, he works hard, he's got a kind heart, he's strong, he is like the perfect country boy in the most almost cliched way. Like, he is too good to be true, and he would be too good to be true, except that he's super humble and just like, you pick the nicest Baxter to talk to. He is the nicest one.
Silver would be at a loss while he's struggling with the work. He's just thinking his brain, there doesn't seem to be much here to go off of.
Bria just kind of picks up the bale you're holding. I got it. It's okay.
Hey, I kind of shuffle next to Dane and kind of do this conspiratorial, like, don't want my friends to hear kind of thing. And I say, Dane, if there was ever any trouble, you know you could come to me, right?
Of course. You mean
Please.
trouble we couldn't handle?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, there's,
Oh, yeah, I know. Why?
I
Do you
just,
think there's going to be trouble?
I'm just always slightly worried, as, you know, I have been getting, like, weird magic powers recently, and so I just worry other people are also, for some reason, getting strong out of nowhere, and I don't want them to cause trouble for you.
Right.
Your family is like my family.
Oh, that's so nice, Lorelei.
If
You
you are-
make an excellent little sister. He kind of ruffles your hair.
Oh, thank
As
you.
a man who has a little sister.
Well, if you are ever in Fenore and you need some cabbages, you know where to go.
Absolutely. Now,
And if
I
there-
don't know of any trouble, but if there's trouble and we can't deal with it, if it's trouble we can't just, you know, point one of the boys at.
Well, it depends. If it's a party, do
Or
not come to me.
if it's really a problem, we'll just sick Sue Ellen on them.
You are a vicious man. I did
know.
not know this about you.
I don't think anyone deserves Sue Ellen in a temper. But for those of you who don't know, Sue Ellen is his baby sister. She is 19, so she's not their baby, but she's feisty. She grew up with 7 brothers.
All right, well, we will continue bailing, and if our friends have questions, obviously they can ask. But bailing.
Does anyone else have any questions for this lovely, lovely, lovely boy? Cool. All right. Well, thanks for your help. That was very. It's much faster with 7 people.
I know. Greg is probably out trying to catch something with tails and wings, so be careful.
I know that a couple of them are in the fields, but I'm pretty sure Elroy's disappeared. He's probably moping somewhere.
Oh, is he writing poetry yet? That is when you have to worry.
I think he's been doing that for a while now.
Oh, gosh.
This about some girl that passed through and left again? I don't even know.
Which
I think
one?
he just likes being sad.
He seems like the type.
I hope he gets
Did
over
we-
it.
Did we say that Dane was one of the ones that goes to the bar often?
Not yes, a little bit, but he's not a major partier. His
Yeah.
idea
Okay.
of a wild Friday night is staying up to read an extra chapter of his book. Like
So
like
wrong
he'll
back.
go with his brothers. They'll drag him along sometimes, but he's not a party animal.
He's not the one for the question then. Okay.
Like Blake, or I think there's, hang on, I have a list, you guys. So Blake is like a full-on roustabout. Chad would be there, but he's not very smart. And then Elroy is emo. Ford is the other one who would be at the tavern all the time.
Oh.
He's the ladies' man.
I have it. So Neris would ask, your brother, I think it's Blake, Lorelai said, has he ever told you about like something he like heard or saw at the tavern that was like weird or like out of place?
You're gonna have to be
Beyond,
more
like,
specific on that.
Beyond like a normal bar fight, or just
I
that was
don't
more than just
know.
someone being drunk on a Friday night.
I
Like
don't-
somebody your dad would like warn you about. Oh no, don't go near that guy. He's no good.
Dad doesn't really do that. We, there are a lot of us.
That's fair.
No, I don't think
Maybe
so.
if you rephrase the question.
Neris will look at Bajok.
I'm not sure what you're asking me. Blake also, he can tell you in detail who was there and who was the prettiest and that kind of nonsense, but and who was
Picking up on Neris's cue, Silver will go ahead and say, she's basically asking if you have seen or might have seen anyone in the Horde that looks suspicious, like they would cut someone's throat in the back alley or would possibly wreak havoc and destroy the entire city.
Not the
Not
Horde.
the Horde.
and the anvil.
Oh, sorry, the Anvil. My apologies.
I mean, sure, we get some strange merchants passing through from time to time. Nothing, surprising though. Just the occasional people who might try something. They don't try for long. Not with us, anyway.
Also, they never stick around for long enough to actually be like, hey, I saw them. Oh, they're no longer here.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
And you know that you can't have brawls in the anvil, right? You know that.
Yeah, I'm aware.
No, I mean you can't have brawls in the anvil.
Yeah.
Like it's physically impossible.
Are we talking about the same place? Yes.
Right, yeah.
we should.
Like Blake tried to throw a punch at someone and then suddenly they were having a beer together.
Yeah.
Andaline.
It's an interesting effect, but yeah, I've seen it before.
I don't know what it
Okay.
is. There's something about that place that the moment you get to the point where you would normally throw a punch, you suddenly feel the need to have a beer together and talk out your feelings. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which reminds me, did you ever see who was posting those silly pink gossip notes?
What silly pink gossip notes?
There
Yeah.
was, you know how we have the billboard in the anvil?
Hmm.
Somebody was posting like rude comments on the board.
Oh, I don't
We do
pay.
bad
I didn't
reviews.
notice. I don't pay attention to that thing very much, really.
There has been no action lately. Less drama, which is good. All right, well.
Anyway,
Is there anyone in the anvil you wouldn't buy a beer?
me personally,
Yeah. Or your brothers.
I mean, some of my brothers wouldn't buy anyone a beer. Cheapskates.
Lorelai is amused by this.
I don't think so. There's no one, there's no one I have strong feelings about like that. I mean, that little wussy kid from the town hall's not great, but
Quinn, we were talking to him earlier
Yeah.
today.
oh, were you?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure he's fine when you get to know him, but
we didn't
I-
have an
No.
appointment, so.
No.
well, that's on you then, isn't it? Yeah.
Are Dane and I at friends hugging
Oh,
territory?
probably. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna bear hug him.
He hugs back. He gives excellent hugs.
Okay, well, you tell everyone I say hi.
I'll do that. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the help with the hay. That was awesome.
Yeah.
You guys rock. You're doing great work. Keep it up.
Okay, bye.
He goes back to work.
Neris will give farewell scritches to the llamas as she leaves.
You can come back and work with them if you want from time to time. I could teach you how to feed
I
them and
may
wash
do
them
that.
and share them. That's always fun when it comes to that part of the
Is it harder than sheep?
yes.
Is it harder than shearing?
Well, yes, they're cheekier than sheep.
The spit.
I
Harder
shall
than
bring
sheep.
my brother.
All right. So you head back to the anvil. So
I guess.
Andaline shows you into the back room and goes, "So, what have you found out?"
I don't think anyone reads the bulletin board.
Well, that's normal. Anything
That-
useful?
Quinn is
Yeah.
special. That's-
You have a very friendly town.
I already knew that.
Mhm.
The only thing that stood out was, I'd say, our interaction with Quinn. Like, he can't
He's a
put my
dick.
finger on the exact reason or the definement of it, but he uses the board, like got nothing to do board as an act, and there's a bit more underneath, a bit more girth, a bit more steel. I can't really put my finger on where it comes from or why, but I don't
And he's
think
not just a
he-
whiny little bureaucrat?
No, I think he's putting on an act of some sort to like keep eyes off of him while he does something else. But Silver hasn't the slightest idea why, but I think he's definitely someone to keep an eye on and not just write off as someone who's bored or arrogant or thinking like that. At the very least, his interaction with Stump and then everyone else afterwards was enlightening.
Lightning how?
Well, he look at Stump. Him and Stump almost came to blows, basically.
Please, Stump would knock him out in half a second.
I would now, knowing based off of just looking at Quinn, I would agree with you. But then it just seemed like there was a moment where the mask dropped and he got serious, and I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong, Stump, you could fold me like a pretzel, but like, there was something about Quinn that just struck me as, yeah,
Stump.
there's more there.
Think you could pick a fight with him in public? Just see what happens?
Can I?
Stump,
Or will I?
Stump, please do not listen to that question.
I'm just curious. I'm curious to see how that would play out. Lorelei, you can be in the wings. You can look after him if it all goes bad. I'm just
If he
curious.
hold his own, if he holds his own, I'll buy him a beer.
Oh,
Stump,
you not in my bar, but like in the town square maybe, or I don't know.
Stump,
Could be.
what was your read on his physical demeanor?
I mean, he looks like he could hold his own in a fight.
Really?
He's a little taller than me, so I might have to knock him down a bit. But
Huh. Well, I've certainly never seen that side of him, so that is new information. Curious.
Quick question, do you know about the peony?
Blake? Yeah. Yeah,
He still
I
doesn't know.
that's hilarious.
Okay, so it turns out we did find a spy, but not the spy we were looking for.
What? Explain.
Quinn is a spy.
Okay.
What?
You seem
that's
to be
what
the
that
only
was
person who
about.
got this information. Explain.
I did talk
They
to him
did a
in my
lot of
mind.
things.
So when we were talking to Quinn, it was clear that he is physically has more prowess than I think any of us expected. So that was a little bit of a surprise. I acquired and perhaps spun a little tale of I maybe work for some very important people, and he said, well, you can't work for anybody more important than I do, and it turns out it's because I can't. I have a feeling he is a
Maybe clear the
Silverleaf
people.
operative.
Oh. Oh. Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
Andaline knows what Lorelei
Yeah,
is
yeah,
getting at here.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
So there's someone higher than the council?
he
I thought the
is
council
working
was
for the
ruled-
castle.
Council.
I
So
think-
Silverleaf is the monarch is a Silverleaf. There are only two Silverleafs left. Sarafe.
I don't know which one it is, but it's the only people higher than the little tale I was spinning. So
Well, I don't suppose he told you what he was doing here.
basically, he has a camaraderie about him that he would like to talk if I had anything to share. I think that he and I have a certain understanding at this point.
Do you mean he is also investigating the metamorphosis?
He said we are not the only ones, and it serves him very well to look very bored all the time and uninterested.
Ah, that is interesting. I have heard of an organization, but it's just whispers of like the stories say there are only 3 or 4 of them at any given time. Who
Like
were
a secret little crowns guard?
well, not a guard,
Not a-
like a intelligence gathering.
I think it could be him, you know?
They call them. I wrote it down. Oculi Regis, which in Elven means eyes of the monarch.
Oh.
Anyways, I don't think he is as combative with us as he could appear on first glance. At least for me right now.
That is very interesting information. Could be
I think he
extremely
also was
useful.
warning us.
Warning you.
In his way. I think he was trying to err on the side of caution so as to not draw attention to our own investigation and perhaps ruin other people's in the process.
Ah, I see. I see. Well, perhaps an allyship could be organized. If he took a
don't-
liking to you, Lorelei, maybe you should pursue that.
Liking is a strong word, and he is only interested in certain things. But
He gave you that much information, which implies that he trusts you.
he
That
even showed
may-
me his wrists without me asking.
Well, that may be because of your connections. But nevertheless, it suggests an olive branch.
I think we have
Turn
one.
into an alliance, perhaps. Very good. Well, that is interesting, even if you did not unmask our actual agent. Was there anything else, anything at all that anyone said that made you go,
Kari would cast Gertrude Halibert as the double agent in a play.
While I recognize Kari's narrative genius, I don't think Gertrude is our spy. Gertrude has lived in Circle Creek since she was a little girl.
I have always personally been a little suspicious of Archibald. Personally.
Archibald Sims.
Yeah.
Senior. Why? Have you ever met him?
No, but I've met his family, and he never seems to be around when I am around.
He's not a good person. He's not a bad person, though. You know what I mean? Just a slightly.
I just think it's weird that he doesn't run into any of us ever.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's worth looking into.
Watching.
I feel
And
like
I think Annie would be an excellent source of information.
children do know everything, and she
That's what
spends
I
a lot
mean.
of time around children.
What about Jonetta? How long has she been here again?
She came just before you started sorting the schoolhouse out, remember?
Yeah.
She was
That's what I
sent
thought.
to take care of the schoolhouse.
Well,
I mean, she does spend a lot of time around children.
yeah. But
Okay.
all of the Baxters I have seen in various states of farm undress, and yeah.
Yeah, I don't
They
know
are,
Dexter.
and I don't think that they have even an inkling that something suspicious is happening. But they do have various connections to member of the guild, and I think that if something were to happen that they think they could not handle, I think they would call us. I trust that about them. I think Kari sees the most interesting aspects of people over everything else,
Yes,
even if sometimes that's an exaggeration.
I talk to Kari a lot. They're a wealth of information when you,
Yeah.
as long as you take the source into account, you know?
Do you think that the mayor knows who he has hired?
No, I do not.
I don't think so.
I think that until today, no one knew. And it's interesting that he let you know.
It's usually
Good
you.
story. It's a good story. I would like to commend Captain Bajok Silver, professional investigator. He was very friendly and has not made any enemies in our town.
Shut up, Silver.
I try not to, but that one completely floored me about Quinn. I didn't know that. I knew there was something off, but that's a big one.
Well, if he is a member of that particular organization, then not appearing to be such is part of the deal.
He's
Gotcha. Okay. But yeah, no, this was
What it
you
does
have a
mean,
very
however, is that for whatever reason, the Crown is watching this town.
Is that
And,
good or bad?
well, if, for example, someone were in this town who was avoiding said Crown, they might wish to know that. That's all I'm saying.
yeah.
Nares kind of looks over at Lorelai but doesn't say anything.
Well, the Still Moons are part of the council. And I mean, they have their boy here, as distant as a relative as he could be. I don't know. He has the name, so can't be that far. Then we had the run-in with the Deletherans.
Lutherans. Mm-hmm.
The Letherans. We had a bit of a run-in with them now as a guild. We have no contact with the Silver Leafs as the guild so far, because there's 2 of them. We haven't run into any Farloxons, Sea Guards, or Northwardens.
Funny, because that is the one Lorelai would be able to say the most comfortably.
Yeah. Northwardens.
Well,
We have not run into them?
I don't believe so.
Okay. It's just interesting that so many important eyes could fall in a place that should not maybe be looked at normally.
Well, Beldathas is a minor cousin, and my understanding is he was sent here as we have to give him an official position, and so we're going to send him to the quietest town in Elthia that isn't, a nothing place. Quinn's been here since before the guild.
Yeah.
So whatever they were looking for, they were already looking then. I don't know. Still, it's interesting. You have brought me much to think about.
I'm sorry we found maybe the wrong spy.
Yeah, but all information is good information.
I mean,
That's a good line.
That's definitely
whatever they're
true.
looking for here must be important, because if you're right, there's only 3 or 4 of those people in that group. So to put one here is significant beyond
Why
the
do you
fact
think
that
that the anvil is here, Neris?
I have no idea.
Circle Creek is the center of everything. Everyone passes through Circle Creek. Every merchant traveling between Merterra and Elder Castle passes through Circle Creek. Every military group going from Elder Castle to the garrisons over by Riverways passes through Circle Creek. It's a perfect place to pick up information.
And
Makes
Quinn,
sense.
for all his distaste for people, does go to the anvil often enough.
He sure does. Maybe me and Quinn will have a little chat.
He couldn't have possibly thought I was going to keep that from you, so I think he's probably expecting it.
I imagine that a man like that, if he is what he says he is, and I have made the right connections, was betting on it. All right, well, you've done well, folks. Silver, feel free to continue to pursue this line of inquiry if you so desire. See if you can find this
There'll be no-
person.
I will do so. I will also do so in possibly different attire because, according to Burning Song, I look a little obvious.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but you do sort of
Yes.
scream detective.
Fair enough. No one said I look bad. They just say I look like a detective, so I'll take it. I'll take it.
Were you worried
The
about
word
that?
was delicious, actually.
Mhm.
He
All
turns
right.
a slightly shade of green, but doesn't respond to that.
All right, well, good work, folks. It's an excellent start. perhaps in the near future we will be able to locate said rat. Stump, I still kind of want to see you pick a fight with that guy. It'd be
It was a-
interesting to see who wins.
Well,
Was
from
kind of a
what
good
you
idea,
from what you've
Stump.
said, probably shouldn't
Probably
fight
not,
him.
but I'd be amused.
We could organize like a fight tournament, not like an actual hurt people tournament, but like, for a festival or something, and make sure Stump and him end up together.
I think he would
I
win,
think
Todd.
that no, I think that Stump did an excellent job today at antagonizing somebody who needed to be antagonized.
Yes.
I feel like
That is
that is
true.
probably a large part of Stump's skill set.
Yeah. If the meeting's done, Stump's gonna go and get a beer, and then and just kind of fade off into the background. But he's gonna ask tomorrow what the heck a peony is.
She will burst out laughing and go, "Oh, honey."
Are you going to tell him what a peony is?
Oh. Sweetie, are you asking because you saw a peony today? I hope not. He has not been in here all day.
I love that
No.
everyone in this town knows about this tattoo except him.
It is a flower. It is nothing untoward unless you are being untoward with a certain Baxter boy.
Just hearing things about town.
You hear the
Also-
good stuff.
Out of character, does Lorelai just ask everyone about everything that might potentially be a rumor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unlike her.
Yeah, I thought that
Yes,
was a
it's
part of
not.
her character.
So Lorelai's the real source around here.
But she doesn't think she is.
She helps everyone, which means that she talks to everyone. So yes.
She's from a small town.
Actually, Lorelai's the spy.
facts.
Spoilers.
2.0.
Oh, I wanted to ask the Baxters, like, all right, whose family name is bad? Like, just go ahead, spill it. Every small town has a family that
I
nobody
mean, it's
likes.
The Sims. Like,
But especially Dane wouldn't say that.
Dane wouldn't. He's too nice. All right. Well, folks, I would say that Andaline would be very satisfied with the information you brought. So you may have your segments. Everybody watching, thank you for watching and hanging out with us. I hope you enjoyed this very different kind of game. Part of it was because I really wanted to give Nathan and his character an opportunity to do the thing they do, which is always fun.
Welcome!
Part of it was because I have put far too much thought and effort into the Circle Creek NPCs, and I kind of wanted to show some of that off. So here we are. It was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. We will be back in 2 weeks' time with an episode called Blink Fox. Lorelai has made a little friend, and we are going to see what that's all about. And I'm sure it will be perfectly. Adam, you ass. I'm sure that will be perfectly reasonable. I'm gonna go now. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, have a beautiful time zone. We love you. See you in a couple of weeks. Bye bye.